A British public guest and an African individual, Natnael Teclehaimanot, the Stoke-on-Trent paedophile, sexually assaulted a 13-year-old English schoolgirl who had been disoriented after fleeing from home due to a dispute with her mother. Natnael Teclehaimanot, an Eritrean migrant, discovered the schoolgirl in Hanley, a district of Stoke-on-Trent, during the early morning hours. The girl, attired in a sweatshirt and pyjama bottoms, was disoriented, having quarrelled with her mother and resolved to flee. Her mobile phone had no charge. Natnael Teclehaimanot, 32, misrepresented his age and, despite being aware of the girl's age, escorted her to his residence in Stoke to enable her to recharge her phone. He exploited the schoolgirl and subjected her to sexual touching and torture. Subsequent to a trial at Stoke-on-Trent Crown Court, Natnael Teclehaimanot has been sentenced to 4 years of imprisonment. His conviction ought to result in his deportation. He was awarded an indefinite right to reside in the UK following his ill-treatment in Eritrea. The court was informed that Natnael Teclehaimanot has no relatives in the UK, as his parents and spouse reside in Africa. The abuse the girl suffered had a significant impact on her. A victim impact statement, read out in court by the girl's grandmother, said, "I froze. I hate myself for it. I wish I had poked your eyes out. You are a pervert. I can't look at myself without hurting myself. I can't look at men the same anymore. I really do not want to be alive anymore. But I am scared of how my family would feel if I ever did it. I stay up at night crying. I was happy and friendly. Now I take my feelings out on others. You are a horrible person." Prosecutor James Hudson said Natnael Teclehaimanot had targeted a particularly vulnerable child. He added, there was a significant disparity in age. He admitted in evidence being under the influence of alcohol. Rashad Mohammed, mitigating, agreed it was an unpleasant offense which the victim should not have been subjected to. Mr. Mohammed said, the offending was opportunistic. He simply came across her. He has indefinite leave to remain in the UK. He is originally from Eritrea. He was ill-treated there and made his way to the UK. He has no family in this country. His family, his parents and wife are all in Africa. Up until very recently, he had been in employment. Since in this country, he has always supported his family back in Africa. Mr. Natnael Teclehaimanot also argued that a Sexual Harm Prevention Order, SHPO, was not necessary due to the defendant being of good character, the opportunistic nature of the offense, his age, and the lack of repetition in offending. He added, he will be subject to notification requirements. He will remain on the police radar. Judge Richard McConnery said, you were in Hanley in the early hours of the morning when you came across a 13-year-old girl who was on her own and seeking help. She had left home a number of hours earlier following an argument with her mother. But her mobile phone had run out of charge. She was dressed in pyjama bottoms and a large hooded top. She was crying. She asked if you knew where she could charge her mobile phone. You seized your opportunity. You took her in a taxi back to the address where you lived in Stoke, having told her that you had power she could use to charge her phone. You got her to go into your room where the phone was put on charge. You kept her in your house for long enough for you to do what you wanted with her. I am sure that your intention was to isolate her, and you managed to do that. You began to sexually abuse her. You had by this time given her a hug and told her she could trust you. You had lied to her about your age. She had told you exactly how old she was. She was able to contact her aunt on the phone, who had now been charged. The aunt managed to get the girl to order a taxi. I note you still show no contrition in your pre-sentence report. The impact that your offending has had on the girl has been significant and profound. You targeted a particularly vulnerable victim. This is a serious offense of its type. Natnael Teclehaimanot will serve no more than half the sentence in custody before he is deported, the Stoke Sentinel reports. He was placed on the sex offenders register for life and was made the subject of an indefinite SHPO. He will stay in the UK as our guest.